back again, you develop an emotional immune system. You deal with it differently.
I got something. This whole back in Psalm 126. Back in Psalm 126, right? It says Psalms 126 and 2. This is I already stopped again. Psalm 126 and 1. When the Lord turned again the captivity of Zion, you like them that dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with singing. Then said they among the heathen, the Lord hath done great things for them. The Lord hath done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Turn again our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy.
It said, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. And I believe that's Revelation, the 14th chapter, that says how the Most High is going to wipe away all tears. You know, it speaks about, I see the same chapter, it's about seeing holy Jerusalem coming down from heaven. And Jerusalem represents a people, for it's a place. Like, if you go to in New York, you got a place called Chinatown. Why is it called Chinatown? You got a bunch of Chinese people there.
It's literally like you're in China.
So Jerusalem is a people before it's a place.
Yeah. If you sow it in tears, you're going to reap in joy. You know, when you sow a seed, you scatter it across the earth. And when that seed goes into the soil, after it's watered, it gets the proper sunlight, it grows into a plant and you reap that. So we sow tears, but now what we're going to get is we're going to reap joy. So the kingdom is only coming to Israel. What the fuck are y'all talking about? What book are y'all reading?
But before construction, it must be destruction. And then because the Most High got to do a demolition job on the earth.
Right.
And then you got to rebuild it.
Right.
Because it's been defiled, it's been polluted, it's been destroyed. So the Most High got to do a demolition job. And you know, and then you're going to rebuild it back up. That's the purpose of World War II. I mean, World War III. You know, World War III is to cleanse the earth. And at the same time, deliver Israel out of this captivity and bring us back unto the Lord.
Psalms 126 and 6. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him. We're going to be rejoicing, man. That's a little guessing right here. Psalm 127 and 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. It is vain for you to rise up early to sit up late. You got something? To sit up late, to eat the bread of sorrows, for so he giveth his beloved sleep. It says, lo, children are an inheritance, of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. His arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are children of the youth. Happy is the man that hath his quiver full of them. The quiver is the thing on your back that you put the arrows in. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies in the gate. I got some right here. It's Revelation 18th chapter. Let me put it down. Revelation 18 and 1. It says, and after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory.
Like the angel is talking about Yahweh Shah. So Yahweh Shah, when he returns, he's coming back in power. Because right now, when a person think of UFOs, they think of a science fictional movie. But this science fictional movie is going to become reality. That's why Scripture speaks about, you know, man's hearts failing them. Because a lot of people are just going to drop dead just like that, just because of fear.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage for every unclean and hateful bird.
And we know that Babylon is talking about America. And it says read that again.
And has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right, it says a habitation of devils. Meaning you're gonna have a lot of spirits just roaming through this desolate place, and desert living creatures in this country.
For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. with them.
In other words, the other nations have adopted her ways of living. America says it's okay for a woman to be half nude and walk down the street. The other nations accept that ideology. America says it's okay for a homosexual to marry another homosexual and adopt kids, and you can't judge them based on their sexual preferences. Other countries adopt that shit. I can't make this shit up.
Anyways, for all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of fornication.
But they didn't drink it, they became drunk. You know, and they drunk it, and you know, the Most High is gonna punish the other nation as well.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy.
Yeah, because America doesn't it doesn't export goods. You know, nations come here to make money. Like look over the camera. There's a hot dog. Shish kebab. And it's a fucking Israelite there. You know how much money they make on these streets?
Yeah, America is a consumption-based society.
Consumption-based society.
It has a consumption-based economy. Yep. You know, they buy goods from other nations, but they don't really got nothing to give. You know, that's why I said the merchant was racked rich. You know.
That's why it's gonna say they're gonna cry when they see the smoke of her burning. Because they had invested so much money to this country. When this country burned, they're gonna see their investment, burning in flames.
And I heard the voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that he be not partakers of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues."
And that's when we go up to the chariots, the ships.
For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
Right, her sins have reached up to heaven, meaning America has been indebted to the Most High. Now the Most High is going to repay America for its debt. And when you can't pay, when you're in debt, you can't, what was that movie, Goodfellas? When you can't borrow another dollar, what do? You just burn the place. So America's indebted with the Most High. Yeah, what happened? They took down the Native American Indians, they enslaved the so-called Negroes, and then they set up an establishment of homosexuality and unrighteous laws. Yep. So this place is indebted to the Most High. You can't pay back the Most High for all the evil and crimes that have been taking place in this country.
That's right, bro.
So since I've reached them to heaven.
And the Most High remember her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works.
Now, how was America, how did America reward the Most High's people? With slavery, you know, you said what?
Killing and death.
Right, you said killing and death. You know, relocating, you know, Israel. Genocide. You know, lynching us. And the list goes on. So, in other words, this country was established of violence. So therefore, this country is going to go down by violence, by thermonuclear fire. That's how you equal the playing field. It was built of violence. It got to go down by violence.
Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her work.
Right, we was rewarded with violence, and she gonna get rewarded with violence. And after America get destroyed, the so-called white man and the other nations, they go into slavery. Why the other nations? Because when the so-called white man took us down, the other nations, the Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese, on and so forth, they exploited our situation being at the bottom. So they got to pay for it too. They just as guilty as the so-called white man.
Yep.
This is I always remember from Apostle Tahara, like you said, it said reward unto a double. So that means whatever the so-called white man did to us, you give me an attack and emotion into that. Because I remember Apostle Tahara said, he's like, yo, you think you know hate? Wait till we get you Edomites in the kingdom, man. And even as much as we could go through all of the things that the so-called white man has shown how much it hates the nation of Israel, man. But imagine us in the kingdom, and it's going to be double that. Okay? Everything we're going to do is going to be double times worse than what he did to us. So really, hate, slavery, all that is going to be in its pure form in the kingdom, man. In its pure form, you know? So that hate for Esau in the kingdom is going to be pure hate, you know? Slavery is going to be doing ultimate slavery.
Like,
right?
Esau got nigga jokes. Like some of the nigga jokes actually funny. It's like one nigga joke. It says it was a nigga and a Mexican in the car. Who was driving? And the joke, the cops. But niggas, Esau got nigga joke, but Esau not funnier than Jake. You know, we gotta have Edomite jokes. We need to be cutting his ass. And he gonna become just like we became a proverb and a byword and astonishment. They're gonna become a proverb and a byword and an astonishment. Oh my! You see what do you call flowing TV? Nigga, put it back down. Like, these are the jokes niggas, these Edomites say through the dinner table. They make fun of the people on the side. And then when they see you at work, they shake your hand, good morning, and let them smile. When they get amongst themselves, they make jokes about you.
Joel chapter 3, verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine, which is going into you so-called Africans and you Arabs now, right? Because in the ancient times, Tyre and Zidon was the stronghold of the Africans, the so-called Hamites, or the so-called Africans, the Hamites, all right? But now, who's in that land is the so-called Arabs. They're in the land of Tyre and Zidon in Palestine, man, all right? So that goes for both of those nations, man. Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. So that's going to come upon your own head, man. Alright? Your recompense, you being paid back according to the scriptures, so-called white people, is going to come upon your own head, man. Alright? You can't recompense the Lord. Alright? It has to come down upon you.
And you can't do it with money. Right? You can't do it with goods. You know? You're going to have to do it through your blood, man. Right? We got a scripture real quick. Right, because the brother had mentioned how the other nations, they view us, man. Right? And they look down on us. You know? This is Lamentations 2:15. It says, all that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the thought of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
It said they wag their head, meaning they look at Israel with disgust, as if they better than you. You know, 'cause they know you're at the bottom. See, that's why I said earlier, the other nation's going to pay for it too, because they exploited our conditions being at the bottom. So they just as guilty with the so-called white man. You know, you go to a Gook store, talking about hurry up and buy. They'll just keep looking at you. You see, like you're gonna put a fruit in your pocket or something. They'll just keep staring at you.
Real quick. You're gonna steal a box of chiclets or something. Real quick. Zechariah 1:15. I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased.
Yeah, who's speaking? That's the Most High. He said, I'm very sore displeased with the heathen. Now who's the heathen? All the other nations. Anybody that's not found on this 12 tribes of Israel board. That makes you a heathen. The Lord said, I'm displeased with the
All right, with that, we're going to say shalom next week.